Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Age of Umbra. Before we get into this series, we do have some announcements to get to tonight, beginning with our first sponsor, Czepeku. Sam?
Czepeku. Guys, as you know, Czepeku makes amazing battle maps, show them, for D&D, Pathfinder, and all your favorite TTRPGs. Wow.
That's a...
Wow.
That's a...
Wow. Oh, it keeps going.
It just keeps going.
Oh my God. Well...
Wow.
Now, Czepeku's Fantasy Map Bundle, you can put it down now. Yeah, now their new Fantasy Map Bundle is available via their new website subscription platform. In the past, I've done, shall we say, sensual ads for Czepeku. But this is Age of Umbra, so we got to keep things dark and grim. Which is why I'd like to introduce you to CR's first ever grim dark puppet, Miss Cotton Ball.
Oh, what's going to happen to that bunny?
Tippity toppity, I'm Miss Cotton Ball. Now you can get jolly good access to 3 Czepeku subscriptions, map scenes and tokens for the price of just 2 with the new complete fantasy bundle. Hurrah, hooray!
It's going to go watership down here.
Sorry, Sam.
I feel a BAFTA coming on.
I thought you said this was going to be, like, intense.
You're right, Matt. I'm so sorry. Cue the music. Dippity-doo! That's just $50 a month for thousands of beautifully crafted maps, scenes, and tokens to enhance your RPG adventures. More than 6,000 high-res battle maps with 20 variations per map, and animated versions, fantasy scenes, hand-drawn tokens, and new content added weekly to make this deal cutie patootie.
I'm sorry. I'm still not really getting a lot of darkness from this
Right.
bunny puppet.
How about this?
Oh, okay.
With Discord access! Discord access, VTT ready content for Roll20, Foundry, Alchemy, and more. The complete fantasy bundle will make you want to bite the head off a chicken! How's that for grimdark, Matt?
It's better, actually, comparably.
Subscribe to maps, scenes, and tokens, or the complete fantasy bundle now at Czepeku.com. Matt, hippity hoppity, back to you.
Thank you, Sam.
I want to think that Taliesin just bit his lip in solidarity.
There's eyeliner on that bunny, and I'm never going to be the same again.
Oh my God. That looks really
It's
good on
everywhere.
That's a good color. It is my favorite
It
color.
goes with your hair.
Oh,
It
thank
does.
I love her little purple butterfly clip. So 90s.
Really is so.
It's kind of awesome.
So
The music was very...
So cute.
What's trippy is the blood dripping down your arm from inside
I
of.
did not bring a change of clothes.
This tastes worse than real blood.
All right, go.
You're going to need a wet wipe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, seriously.
Let's go ahead and jump into the Age of Umbra. This is the Halcyon Domain. A once golden realm of verdant valleys, majestic mountain cities, and the expansive golden city of Amber Reach, where the seat of the god king Othedius and his grand ordinance oversaw the rule of law, faith, and magic under the guiding miracles of the veiled gods. It is said by many who scrounge the shreds of history that it was the clandestine machinations of the god king and his constituents that sundered the divine laws and caused the veiled gods to punish the realm and abandon our world. Others speak of misuse of the Aetherweave itself that spurned their retribution. What is known is that the centuries since the apostasy, when the veiled gods blanketed the lands in shadow before vanishing into the dreams beyond, this realm has been dying. Society has slowly crumbled under an ever-desperate populace, the clergy and nobility shutting themselves within their strongholds and cathedrals, while nightmarish magic and heinous creatures arose to feast upon the surviving citizens of the domain. The ashen sea spilled into the valley to leave a sinking marshland, host to mutating beasts and horrid demons. Holy heroes and great warriors combated the swelling evils, galvanizing the scattered peoples to defend their villages, or found new ones, where the burning flames of the miraculous sacred pyres could keep the darkness at bay. Some became great leaders, while others succumbed to the howling evil force known as the Umbra that now spreads and corrupts the realm. Those that survived despite this divine death sentence now call themselves the Enduring. And over these few generations defined by hardship, survival, and a gently kindled hope, new heroes arise to protect their families, to reassemble the truths of the past, to change the tides of fortune for all, or die trying. The old world is dead. Welcome to the Age of Umbra. Here in the jungles of Avidora, the sounds of heavy breathing push through the dense, hanging vine and canopy tangle. Snyx, what do we see as you rush through the jungles?
Okay. You see a young, lanky fawn, more like a mountain goat, with dirty fur and armor, clutching a wrapped package very tightly. He's got two horns. One is broken off, though. His eyes are wide and darting left and right, and he is running his ass off.
You can feel this burning pain in your shoulder where something might have got you while you were charging, but you don't have time to even check or look. But now it's quiet. And you might be okay. Suddenly,
Stop it!
No!
Jeez,
No!
Suddenly, blasting out of the nearby brush, cracking into the side of one of the massive jungle trees, you see the hulking form of some horribly mutated bear-like creature. You see where its jaw was hanging open, this massive, horrifying, cracked mouth that curls all the way back to its shoulders. As the jaw opens up, you see 7 rows of teeth, all tangled and jutting out. And it continues charging after you. What do you do? I'd like you to go ahead and make an agility roll to see if you can dart between these trees with it not noticing the direction of your path.
As I'm darting between these trees, I am, Snyx is saying to himself, oh God, oh God, oh God! And I'm gonna use my experience, Spineless Coward, to try to motivate my my escape and get a little bit farther faster.
Great, first roll of the game. Let's go, Snyx.
Whoa, that's bad. Oh wait, no!
No, it's not.
It's great! It's a 2 and a 2.
That's a crit!
That's a great first roll out of the game is a crit!
All downhill from here.
That's phenomenal. So you gain that hope back that you spent in your
Right.
experience. If you had a stress, you'd clear it. And as you spring off, your fawn legs kicking in this direction. You coast right through this thick V of branches as you hear this massive strike of claws that just barely catch the back of the strands of tattered cloth that kind of mark the exterior of your running ensemble. You feel it tug and pull and tear, and you hear the claws smash into the nearby woods, the wood splintering and the tree further cracking and beginning to give under its weight as it continues to give chase, but you've managed to gain on it quite a bit. And you glance around quickly, and you can barely see the flicker of flame, the sacred pyre of Desperloch piercing through the distant shadow, the singular beacon of safety that you see before you. You might make it. Who goes there?
Hey, it's me! It's Snyx! It's me! You know me! You know me!
You hear some shouting and some voices, and the torches start mounting more. You hear the sound of activity ahead, but it's still the bright light is so bright against the shadow immediately that you just see these flickers of light, and you're just hoping that this is enough to get there.
If I can hear it gaining on me, I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to make a spellcast roll, and I'm going to cast Vicious Entangle. But not at it. I'm going to try to lead it. So I'll try to cast it right where I am currently.
Okay.
So that in a few steps it will hit. Okay.
Don't die in the prologue.
Yeah.
That's a 10 with fear.
A 10 with fear. That is a failure with fear. You go and cast the spell. In the panic, the trajectory of it was correct, but the vine reaches up and snags you around the ankle and holds you in place. You slam, boom, face down on the ground, spin over on your back. As soon as you get your elbows kind of locked up, you just see the burning red eyes of this creature bearing down on you. It stops above you, now lumbering. You just kind of fills the entirety of your vision with this black shadow with the two burning beads of red. It's going to go ahead and swipe down with its massive scythe-like claw. That's going to be a 14 to hit you. What's your
My evasion is 13. That hits.
Oof, and that is... it's 12 points of physical damage out of the gate.
That is my major damage threshold.
And that would be severe. So you take 3 hit points out of the gate.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yes! Yes, Matthew! Yes! Blood! I'm ready to eat goat tonight!
You hear nothing but the high-pitched whine that accompanies the flash of white-searing pain that curls up through your spine. Your nervous system is shrieking within you, and for a moment you don't know where you are. And you realize you're not where you were. The vines aren't holding you in place. It's because you were thrown 15 feet to the right. Your shoulder impacts against one of the tree trunks. Might be dislocated, you don't know. The burning, the pain is everywhere right now. All you know is the beast is... It's routing itself. You see its jaw kind of unhinge. Its tongue kind of spills out and splits in two and twitches. And it's going to rear up to charge towards you for a full-on bite. What do? You grab that satchel, and the instinct takes over once more. The pain subsides as you just go into a full run. You get to the edge of the slag wall, this massive perimeter wall that sits about 15, 20 feet up. It is a series of boulders and chunks of ruin and other surrounding bits of massive earth that have just been slammed together to form this ever-growing perimeter around Desperloch, where molten iron has been poured on top and through to help kind of hold it into one solid piece of wall. You get to it, and there are handholds to climb for someone who is such a climber as you. So you've reached the wall. What else are you going to do?
I've got Caprine Leap. As a fawn, I can leap anywhere within close range, I don't know what that means, using normal movement, allowing you to vault obstacles, jump across gaps, etc., scale barriers with ease.
That is exactly what you would need to do this right now. So
Okay,
you have one ability to dart up to it and then bound up onto the wall. In the air, what was once like the glowing flame is that time slows as you go up and above the slag wall, and you can see the shadows of all the other vigil that are rushing up to the side. You get a quick glance here in this brief moment of breath where you can see bows being armed and arrows being loosed. You can see now Desperloch is here to protect you. And as you kind of glance down, you can see the massive column, the 15-foot high sacred pyre that burns bright, the symbol of hope, the symbol of life, the symbol of safety here. And it washes over you as you clomp down under the wall, then bounce off into the exterior perimeter, immediately followed by An impact on the outer wall as the beast that's chasing you slams into it. Dust shoots out and the rocks hold. Who would be the first to investigate the sound of danger and chaos at the wall?
I'd probably break out and just head to the front. What happened? I heard a commotion by the walls.
Describe what we see as you rush out to check, Idyl.
So Idyl steps forward in some furs and just some basic cloths, but he always drags with him this long halberd, rusted, definitely worn handle with wood and everything. And he rushes out and he's looking for vigils or anyone else that's recently seen action, and he's trying to spot any way that he can sort of help or assist. And certainly any signs of crimson is an early indicator of that.
As you rush out glancing about, you do see that the vigil on the wall have begun sheathing their weapons and setting aside their bows, kind of throwing them over the shoulder. It looks like you came just as the immediate danger has subsided. You step into the interior, just very, very gently lit here from the interior fire. You can see the flicker of the nearby lanterns and a central kind of cauldron that is burning from underneath. And the heavy cloaked kind of rounded shape turns, and you see there before you Truvo the hedge, an older male Galapa, this massive turtle, gentle herbalist healer of the village, and begins seeing to your wounds and slowly begins to place some of these thick sap-like substance into the gashes on you that at least stops the bleeding, though it does burn at first. Aye, it is to hurt if it is to heal.
Yeah. Just a quick question before you go any further. Am I going to owe you anything for this? Or is there some sort of trade that we can work out? Or I haven't made my deliveries yet, but after I do, I'll have some coin to spare.
Truvo don't need nothing from you. Just kind of slaps you in the side of the cheek a little bit.
Ow.
Stay alive.
Oh, that's very kind of you. But not very good business.
Not everything's about business out here in the wastes, boy. Sometimes it's just about staying alive. On the outskirts, the massive burning flame itself gently crackling as the symbol of safety. 2 pyre keepers currently on task to keep watch. Brixton, if you wouldn't mind describing what we see as you are kind of looking over towards Truvo the hedge's tent, curious as to what this commotion has been this eve.
You see a big, hardy orc woman getting up there in age, at least for Desperloch here in the wastes. Old age is very different here. Not what we are used to. And she's got long, matted black hair. You can tell she's not really one to keep up with her appearances. Soot smeared across her face. Her hands are calloused and blackened from tossing twigs and brush and really anything that they can get their hands on into the fires. She's got long kind of robes that are the vestments of the pyre keepers. When she heard the commotion, she went over, kind of looked over the wall of the edge, recognizing Snyx. Underneath her vestments, she kind of grips a sword that she's keeping hidden for now. And very curious. Hope Snyx is okay, since he's very useful to her.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Hi.
That looked... that looked crazy.
It was. It was
okay?
crazy.
I saw the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. That was fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
It threw your ass.
No.
15 feet.
No, it comes
You
with
did
the-
like 2 flips.
That was me getting away from it.
Oh, he's gonna be all right.
Some of
don't
that's
you worry.
his. Some of that's the other guy's.
Glad you're okay.
Thanks. Wait, what are you doing here? Who's on the pyre?
Ramon is covering for me.
Oh, okay.
Just long enough for me to come in and check on you. How was it? How's Okros?
Okros, man, it's actually, it's pretty great over there. I mean, like, nothing's great, obviously. Like, the whole world kind of sucks, but Okros has it sort of figured out.
It's a familiar sound as you are heading towards a handful of the safer spots in this village for you and homestead elements, as a heavy slap on your left shoulder smacks you, and you hear the little chuckle of Eryn Lothroot, who has caught up to you. You see the young mid-teens female dwarf, bright smile, just an ever exuberant cheerfulness that only the arrogance of youth in such a dire space could really muster. Her kind of it's like dirty blonde hair itself kind of come into natural curls that kind of bounce as she runs. She has like a tattered cloak over one shoulder and a simple leather breastplate that she's affixed on her. As she finishes slapping your shoulder, she's like, "Why, hey there. So what happened? You just over at the wall, right? What'd you see?"
Oh, nothing much. Just some monsters that have never been seen before. Heard some tales that you wouldn't believe. It was so funny. Just a second ago, I felt the slightest little mosquito bite on my shoulder, and I thought, that must be Ren.
Well, you want to go see Pa, see how he's doing?
We can. You gonna try and sneak over and see how Snyx is doing? It was him.
So Snyx made it back.
He did. I asked him what he saw. He didn't say. I'm not sure he saw, but sounded pretty gnarly.
I'll bug him later. Maybe we start talking to the Delvers about, giving us a little autonomy.
A little autonomy for you, someone that doesn't seem to follow any kind of rules.
That's not true at all. I follow all kinds of rules.
Your dad would not agree with that in the slightest.
I didn't say his rules. I said the rules.
I understand. And would we be going to talk to the Delvers together?
Well, I figured, you got a rapport with Rascelo and some of them folks over there, and, I work with them, but they don't respect me because of my youth, which I think is
fair.
Folly.
Fair.
I think it's unearned judgment and ageism.
I will give you this. You are easily the most accomplished of your age, around here at least. But I have to side with your dad.
I fucking know those vaults. Most of it, like the back of my goddamn hand.
It's true. You do. I just naturally want to look out for you and protect you from things that you can't see coming, which is a lot. I'll give you that much. I'll tell you what, we'll go talk to the Delvers, see how it goes. But I just don't want you getting disappointed like last time.
It's at that moment as you're coming up the outside of Garrick's homestead, her father's little farm house on the kind of eastern edge of Desperloch, that you hear a quiet skittering in the nearby brush.
Shh. Did you hear that?
What?
Can I scan the brush? Is it common to hear skittering in this area?
No, not this way. It's large enough where it doesn't sound like it's any sort of, wildlife that surpassed the wall. Go ahead and roll an instinct roll for me if you don't mind.
Double 11s, baby.
Hot table, hot
Hell
table.
yeah.
23.
You guys are rolling hot already when it doesn't help you, really. I'm sure it'll be great.
Wow.
Warm it up.
You glance over and see something shift, and instinctually, like some power takes hold of you, the need to protect for a second time, little Eryn. You reach over into this brush and grab the back of some thick cloth and pull forward. Taliesin, if you would please describe your character.
He's the skidder.
I skitter. What you seem to be grabbing out of the brush is a kind of a pile of clothing with definitely a person inside of it. It is a what would be a very fine medium-sized top hat and long coat, probably 60 to 70 years ago. Now it's seen better days. It has been repaired and repaired and repaired and repaired. There's a lot of stitching holding the whole thing together. Whatever color it originally was has long faded to browns and grays. It is expertly held together. If anything, the stitching is more impressive than the clothing itself for its magical ability to hold everything on. The young man within this giant pile of clothing, he's kind of hard to make out because he's got a bit of a scarf around his neck, and the hat definitely is too big, so it sits down. But you can see that his face is very gray, and the hat and scarf are gently concealing, just a touch, 6 eyes, which is definitely 4 more than anybody should have, and which are large and insectoid, and a mouth that is far too wide, covered on the sides by little mandibles, almost as if it was some sort of strange anthropomorphic spider, which he's an anthropomorphic spider, which would explain it. So it is just kind of this bundle of cloth with, what was once nice fingerless gloves and a little, what seems to be a rather large sewing needle at his side, just below the cloak. Whoa! Hey! Everything's fine. I give up.
What have I said about trying to sneak up on us?
That I should do it as often as possible.
You're really sneaky, I grant you, but sometimes there are people you just shouldn't sneak up behind.
It's very fair.
August?
Very fair.
Don't sneak up on him.
But when I do, it's so rewarding.
I'm sure that you're gonna get punched again. You'll be down 2 more eyes.
I'm sorry about the coat. It looks really, really nice.
I can fix it later. It's no problem at all. If anything, a little bit of practice.
What are you hiding from anyway?
I wasn't hiding. I was actually was doing a bit of digging. There's some interesting things down here. I was seeing what was possibly either edible, turn something into some tea, spice up some meat.
Did you tell Paul you were going to be digging in his yard?
Yeah, this is...
I mentioned it a while ago.
Where things are grown. We work really hard on this stuff.
Weeks ago. Within a month.
We're not going to tell him anything, but just... It's nice enough he's letting you all stay here. Just try and be a little more respectful,
Eryn.
I've got some work.
Remember, leverage. We talked about this. I think we probably should tell him about this.
We'll remember this, and should the moment arise where we need a favor, you'll remember this too.
There we go.
I will certainly remember this when I'm working to stitch up one of your pairs of trousers, or otherwise it might mysteriously come apart if the work wasn't, expertly done.
There you go.
Sounds good.
There's a small kind of storage shed, barn-like building there. And there, you sit amongst the shadow, pushed against the window and listening in as best you can from the distance. Misty, what do we see through the somewhat cracked glass that has been placed here to look through?
You can see, well, first you just see her face, which she is completely made of stone. And you see sort of a crown, a veil that's been chiseled, carved into the stone. And she is 8 feet tall.
Oh, shit.
She is covered in decades and decades and years of muck and mire, and she has spots on her where, you know, there are hornets' nests, and she's a bit of a living nightmare. She's been stained over time. She's been picked at and desecrated because she is a large statue. And she's grown over with moss and vines, and areas of her have graffiti, but on the bottom of what would be her skirt, it almost looks like drawings left by a child. But she's sitting there in the shed, just excitedly sort of peeking out, but also trying to stay hidden.
Beyond your massive stone wings that arise, your 3 sets of them.
4 sets.
4 sets, my apologies.
Yes. I forgot to
As
add
you lean
that
forward,
to
you
it.
can just barely hear the muffled sound of the guttural voice that's going on in the background. And it's about these times that the sun rose and... Misty, are you even listening to me?
Yes, I am.
You turn around and you can see there sitting is Old Man Garrick, the farmer, dwarf, father of Eryn and purveyor of this little farmstead here in Desperloch. This old dwarf with a massive gray curls that kind of curve inward, much like Erin's hair does. Himself has a massive scar that runs down one eye and down his throat, some heavy wound that he took long ago, but it doesn't keep away that perpetually curled smile on his face. A patchy white mustache and a curl of a beard that kind of curves upward there at the bottom. And he's holding what looks to be a tattered children's book that he's been reading to you here in the kind of the quiet silence of this back room. I know you've heard this story before.
I do, but it is one of my favorites. Please, would you read that page again? Because I got a little distracted by what was happening outside.
What's happening outside?
Fun.
The book closes and he stands up. Okay, looks like we got a whole gathering.
August was in the bushes again.
And Eryn smacks you in the back of the head. He goes, "Sorry, Pa, he's trying to take out of your farm again."
Ooh, see, I wasn't gonna go that far.
Eryn immediately cuts you off and is like, "There was a big old bear that went and attacked the outside of the world, and what's his name? The Snickle boy, the jumping one,
Snyx.
He was out there and fighting off 3 bears."
No, he died.
Travesty.
Yeah, no, but the great thing was Truvo, a little bit of herbs, brought him right back.
Wow. What an incredible healer. Snyx is so brave.
I'm just kidding. Snyx was fine. Yeah, I mean, he was wounded, but he came in. He was fine. I felt bad lying. I don't know.
Oh, no, really, it's okay. I know it's kind of like a type of humor.
Yes. Yeah.
Just barely humor, by the way. I'm bringing out a little bit of bread and butter just for everyone.
I imagine that laughter sounds like it has gravel in it.
Garrett kind of leans away. Okay.
Pebbles come out.
A number of vigil that moonlight as delvers, the hired vault soldiers that push deeper into this mountain in hopes of eventually finding a way to the monastery from the inside of the mountain itself, come rushing in, along with Rascelo, one of the 2 main Delver organizers. Human, male, mid-30s or so, kind of shoulder length, straight brown hair. It would be considered ruggedly handsome and often lords his confident self around. But this is a different state, as him and the 4 others that have arrived are all gravely wounded. You can see at this point, Rascelo kind of gets up again and kind of pushes off like, "Look, we lost about 4 down there. We burned the bodies, don't worry. However, I think we found the doors to the filaments harrow. There was a guardian at the gate. A very dangerous one, but we managed to take it down. And it grabs his side, and you can see now, like, where he has his cloak wrapped around him. The cloak has been hiding how bad it was, but the cloak is starting to turn dark red. And immediately, 2 scholars grab his arms, kind of pull him aside, and someone shouts out, get Truvo, get someone! The Delvers are hurt! And it's like, we're so close. The gate's there. I need to be the one to see the monastery. I've earned it. And he kind of leans forward, and at this point, Idrova steps forward and pats him on the shoulder and goes, look, love, you need to recover. And the purpose and import of this is above you. This is the scholar's jurisdiction. You've done your job. Now, your current deed is to survive. So, do it.
Idrova, Rascalo's done a lot. I think we can take care of him. If he'll just come with me, we'll take him off your hands.
Kind of looks you up and down.
It would be our honor.
Very well. Just don't have his death on your hands.
Of course.
I'm going to slowly walk up, use the hat to keep my face a little hidden, and I'm going to, also a medical professional, one moment. Just to be careful, just where it got healed up, I'm going to do a little bit of suturing.
Okay.
And I'm just going to take a little, it's almost like I'm going to smear a little bit of blood, and I'm going to mix it into some silk thread that comes out of my mouth, grab a little needle, and just start going very, very quickly.
He doesn't even notice, because he's still kind of looking at the two of you. Hey!
Ah!
Snyx!
What?
You're coming with us!
What?
We're going in the vaults! Idyl said that we need a secondary scout to work under me, and I'm going to train you.
To work under you?
Yeah, come on! Grabs your hand and starts pulling you out of the tent.
I don't work for anybody else right now. It's just me. The vault, that's scary. I don't want to go down there.
She's just diving, listen, like, she's rambling at this point, but like, so we're gonna go on down the bottom pit floor. It splits off into 4 different directions there. Now, the second one from the left is have large marble pillars on each side. Go ahead and stay to the right-hand side so you avoid the cliff faces falling off into the depth below.
I pull myself back. What are you talking about? We can't go in the vault. It's people die down there all the time.
Only the ones who don't know what they're doing.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Then I'm gonna teach you.
Forgive me, but you don't know what you're doing either.
That's just hurtful.
We need someone, if you're gonna go down there, if anybody's gonna go down there, you need somebody brave, strong.
Like you?
No!
Then who do you recommend?
Fucking love this.
I mean, if none of the Vigil are going, you should get Brixton.
Would you go if Brixton's going?
I mean, only if she wanted me to go.
Brixton!
Wait, no, don't. I'll ask her. Just
I was literally right on the other side of the curtain. Yes.
Hey, we're
I heard my name. I heard my name and nothing else.
Second, continue.
I'm going on a
Now I'll
mission.
go with you. I am ready.
I'm going on a mission.
I will go.
It's gonna be dangerous. I, of course, am willing to risk it.
That is because you are very brave.
I know.
Despite everything you just said that I wasn't listening to.
Wait, what?
You were very brave.
I am.
I know. That's what I said.
I'm not following this.
Listen, I don't even know what this job is, honestly. I have a bunch of deliveries to make, so maybe you can just figure out what it is we're talking about and if there's any money in it. And
We're going to deliver a wounded vigil, you know, named Velk, back to the village safe and sound. You're good at delivering. Just this time the payload is alive.
Gentlemen, this is destiny calling.
It is?
Yes. Can't you feel it? Deep down inside? We don't need no money. We do not need monetary payment. Our payment will be in honor and glory.
I was promised stuff, but okay.
Stuff is only secondary to glory.
Yes, glory and stuff.
Yes.
Bit of respect.
Keeper Brixton. Oh, boy. You hear the voice of Ember Warden Sheena.
Shit.
Not far behind you.
I was hoping we would be gone before this happened. Hello.
You brashly speak loudly, to my ears catch phrases that speak towards glory and beyond the wall. What, pray tell, is a pyre keeper doing beyond the wall of Desperloch, Brixton?
I'm sorry, Ember Warden. But I hope you would understand that our duty to protect Desperloch extends just beyond the walls of just this pyre. I have put in an entire life's worth of service to this settlement. Please, please, let me extend my life even further for this cause.
Make a presence roll for me.
Ooh. Sorry, 24 because I have a -1 to presence.
Ah, that'll do it.
24. I am just fueled by what we have lost in the old world, and I have hope. We all must have hope. That the entire valley could once be returned to the valiant glory we once knew.
I plucked you from the other orphans because I saw in you a seed that could grow into something of importance. And you became one in my stead. To watch this flame is one of the greatest honors, and you have done so.
I know it is sacrilege to abandon my post, but I hope you would not see it as abandonment, but merely an extension of the servitude that I am so bound and dedicated to.
You are bound to protect the sacred pyre. To kindle is but one way to protect it. To see that those that receive its boon live is another. Take your leave for a time. Do not fail me and do not disappoint our order.
Thank you, Ember Warden. I will not disappoint you.
No, you will not.
No.
She walks away.
Eryn, can we kind of strategize for just a second?
Oh, yeah. No, I can go ahead. I was planning to go talk to Rascelo and see if I can figure out where their last path was, and I can go ahead and see. Sure.
was a map.
Very quietly. Oh, there's a map. Don't worry, we know. Very quietly,
on the map.
I'm going to take a thread out of my mouth and just sort of tap it and shoot it right into her ear. And then say, "Sleep." And I'm going to cast Slumber.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a hope to burn for a little help? Or
I
no?
100% do. Have my hope.
28 with fear.
28 with fear. You whisper as Erin's like, I'm going to go ahead.
Catch.
You catch her, teenage waif-like body, which makes her so deft in traversing the exterior unnoticed, unseen, and so quickly. Also makes her relatively easy to catch for someone as brawny as you. But she the process of doing so and immediately realizing that Garrick, her father, might be somewhere around causes you to glance around heavily, and you take a stress just kind of glancing in the vicinity out of fear of being caught.
That's fair.
Yeah, she won't thank us, but I think Garrick will.
I think her father will.
Yeah. We'll go in and we'll tuck her in nice, cover her up with a blanket, leave a little note. Be back soon. Don't follow us. See you before nightfall.
Maybe. Sorry.
Sorry.
Have you? I don't. Have you been? Where are you from?
She is from the old world.
Yes, I am from the old world.
What does that mean?
She is a living relic.
Yes, I'm a living relic.
You have to give her her utmost care and respect.
I do, of course. I just don't know what that means. You know, she's a living relic.
Yes, I'm a living relic.
Absolutely. Living relic.
Is that? I just haven't encountered many of those.
Tell him
They're,
of your
they're rare.
reverence.
'Cause
Yes, Yes, this form was made to praise and worship and kneel before the old gods, and that is what I was made for.
which is why you're going first.
No, I get that. It's just, how did you come back to life? Did you know that? Did someone, or were you always alive in there? Like, were you a statue, and like you were like, oh, get me out of here! I can't talk. Like for years and years, and then somebody like animated you, or is it a powerful wizard, or a wish, or a curse? Well,
I guess we should all be honest then if we're gonna go out.
Really?
I found my way to this statue. I was wandering for quite some time, and I found the statue, and it felt familiar, and I have memories, I think, from the statue.
you were out of the statue. You found the statue. What were you at? I don't mean to pry. It's just
No, it's strange for me as well, but I believe that I died, and I wandered for quite some time, and then I found my way to this statue after August found the statue and cleaned it up, I guess, as much as he could, and it woke up, and I was in it.
So you were dead? Does that mean you're like a undead?
Clearly not.
I feel very, very much alive.
Very alive. Certainly alive.
Yeah, I feel very much alive, and I am a friend.
Best not to make assumptions.
I'm not. I've seen a lot of undeath out there, and
Does this look like undeath to you?
I think it's also fair to say we don't really know. Garrick takes in sort of lost creatures, people without a lot of answers. And we're hoping to find some of those answers out here, but I don't think Misty knows much more than she's...
Do I look like undead to you?
No.
no, not at all.
I mean, it's
You're
okay. I know
very
people see me
striking.
and they get very nervous.
You're tall and imposing and powerful looking.
Yes.
Powerful.
One last question. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I will tell you.
This is none of my business. But do you poop?
Oh, you know what? Those are actually very interesting questions.
I was actually curious too.
I feel like I would want to know the same. I don't think so because I don't
Do you eat?
eat.
No, not
You
really.
don't pebble?
I don't pebble. I mean, I could try, I guess, but
You don't have to.
thank you.
That was him.
Was that me?
That was him.
Was that my ass? I don't know if I have one. And I start like circling to try to.
Nothing I've ever seen back there.
No.
Misty.
Thank you.
Was your name Misty in your previous life?
That was given to me by August.
I needed something to call her, and There's a mystery, and it sort of got shortened on the way here.
Intersect onto the trail that we need to be.
As you turn to the rest of them, you feel the strong heat towards your back and glance over the skull that was protruding from the side of the stone and earth. You can see now that red jelly is pushing through its sockets and out of its mouth. And flames are flicking up the side of the bone as it and as it does, it pulls the bones with it out, and you watch as it settles itself on the ground, this odd mixture of partially burned and charred bone kind of now slightly swirled within the skull, kind of bobbing and floating.
I like Snyx's idea. Maybe we run.
Yeah,
let's run.
Running's good.
14 points of damage total.
Gotcha. That's great. That's severe damage. Great. So as you strike with the halberd, it burns and sizzles, and you carve it in two pieces. And it uses its reaction to split.
Oh! So there's two blobbies?
There's now two smaller flaming blobs.
What did you do?
I made a mistake.
What did you do?
Mistakes were made. Where there was one, there's not
I'll
two.
say,
I made a friend.
No.
I don't know this body well, but I know that it was made for music.
Oh.
And was made for praise and worship, to worship, and
Take me to church.
So I'm going to cast Enrapture,
okay.
and I am going to sort of unfurl all 8 of my wings, and everyone starts to hear. It sounds like music, but as the feathers sort of slowly start to move, it almost sounds like a wind instrument, but also like chimes, but in my favorite key, B minor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little sad.
You have a favorite key?
I do. I love it. So it's like as the feathers move, there just is this beautiful, entrancing music. And I'm
Is
going
it
to
a
try to get all of their attention.
Is it a single target, or is it all targets within close range?
It is. Fuck.
Some of them better than others.
You're Ridgeborn, you're from the mountainous areas, and this is actually in a mountain, so this all checks out.
Okay. So I've got all kinds of advantage and all kinds of stuff going on here. Oh, God.
He just shorted out.
I was hoping to take flight.
GTFO.
Take flight.
Okay.
As in fly?
So,
I will.
You're a spider who flies?
so I kind of shift my coat a little bit and tap him. Wake up! And you see 2 moth wings come out of my back. And if you're paying close attention, someone has clearly surgically implanted a living giant moth into my spinal cord, which is a completely separate entity, clearly with its own little mouth and head that is just bound there.
It's very sensible.
You're welcome.
That is so cool.
Does everybody have wings?
My only phobia. I hate you.
I'll use that dice
Oh.
to this ooze is going to slither up the top and is going to attempt to strike at you from behind.
Okay.
That's a 7.
Say it.
I'm going to leave it at that. Get a hope, but that brings it back to me.
Okay.
The 2 slimes that are still up there, the one skeleton that's focused on you at this point, I'm going to go ahead and do that. This skeleton, it's going to take a chunk out of you.
Yeah, that's okay.
It wants to so badly. I'm going to go ahead and activate it. Coming at you. There we go. That's going to be a 13 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. The skeleton hits you for 3 points of physical damage.
Hey.
And it feels vindicated. It's like,
I'm gonna use an armor.
it's so exciting.
I'm gonna use an armor to get rid of it.
It feels dejected.
I started off small. 100 meters at first. 200 meters. 300 meters. I was quite the coward when I first came down. But over time, I was more and more boldened. The flame, it spoke to me. The pyre. And then I came across a body. A skeleton. And it had this armor.
Oh.
And I don't know, something inside. It was almost as if the skeleton's eyes lit up with flame, and it called to me, and I knew this armor was meant for me. This was to be my new calling. This was my destiny.
Do I think she's telling us the entire truth about how she got that armor?
If you want to make an instinct roll, and you can make...
I have advantage on detecting
a presence
lies. 15 with hope.
Okay, I definitely did not roll that. I rolled a 11.
Okay. So you can take a hope and express what he senses about your presentation.
What she's saying, she believes at least. I don't know. Maybe she's a little unhinged.
Oh boy.
Maybe doing nothing but staring at fire for over a decade.
Maybe that body was still alive when the armor was on it.
I don't know. I don't know. She saw a dead man. His eyes lit up in flame because she sees flame everywhere. And I would say the armor does not look current.
I'm gonna go up to some of the fallen vigil soldiers and just sort of collapse to my knees. It's just so horrible that they would die like this, and I'm gonna be rifling through their pockets. It's just, they're our brothers and sisters, and they just seeing if I can find anything and anything.
And you're inspecting the body of the Guardian?
If that's what you guys would like me to do, I'd be happy to. Sure, I'll go over and inspect the crown.
Not too heavy for you.
The crown of the crown is not too heavy. It is, but I'll go check it out.
Okay.
How big is the crown? Did you say?
The Guardian.
Like the Guardian.
It's like a human size, a little larger. Like I said, the features are exaggerated, but you go and touch and grab the crown.
Prestidigitation. Just oh shit.
Faster than you can
Never mind.
expect, suddenly a massive, gauntleted, bony skeletal hand with the fingers reformed, and the rest of you watch with lightning speed as the Guardian grabs onto your forearm and begins to rise up from its broken space. I'm gonna be right back here.
No! Why'd you grab the crown?
Suddenly, a bunch of extra arms come out that have been hiding in the back of my coat, kind of make their way out and and we all just sort of pass this little needle around as it just starts to take some of my spider thread and make this little sigil as it goes, and then we cast it out, and I'm doing arcane barrage as this fires at this jerk right over here.
Use its hallowed cry.
Oh,
This silent beast now, after the strike and impact, after taking physical damage from you, looks up and goes... And as it screams out, two of the burned bodies begin to climb out, the bones pushing out of the burned flesh and crawling towards you.
You know, there is a half-open door. We could run and shut the door.
Fuck.
I'm gonna run into the middle of this mess. Oh Jesus!
Over
this
here?
is stupid.
We gotta go.
Yep, we gotta go. Oh shit! But and I'm going to whip out my boomerang.
Let's go!
It's dirty. It's gross. It's rusty. I'm gonna just fucking chuck it at the big guy.
Let's go. Roll an attack.
Okay. But I'm going to add a bunch of stuff to it. First, I'm going to add my Wayfinder feature. I can mark a stress to add an extra damage dice. I guess I should see if I hit it first, right? 17 to hit with fear.
17 hits.
Okay.
I'll take that fear.
And that is 2d10 plus 2. That's 17 damage. And now I will spend 3 hope to hold them off. That will make my attack. The boomerang will hit him and then hit both of the other guys.
Okay. Is it physical damage?
This is magic damage.
Okay.
This is
He
magic
is not
damage.
resistant to magic damage. All
Yes,
right.
it was 17 because I rolled 15 plus 2. Yes.
How do you want to do this?
Are you serious?
He got the howdy dirty
With a boomerang!
With a boomerang.
Yes! How'd you do that?
Does it kill
Crikey.
all three of them?
Oh, yeah.
That's the lamest shit I've ever
Including
heard. You're
that
so
is
badass.
Awesome.
Oh my
We're
god.
discussing death moves over here.
Yes, because I have
Somebody's
one
on
hit
the
point
edge.
left, and I was like, so what's the dead move? Yes.
Okay,
It's
I run into the fray with my new friends, shaking with fear, unable to look at what I'm doing. I cover my eyes, and I throw the boomerang as hard as I can, hoping that someone will see how cool this is. And the boomerang will clang, cling, clang all the way around and come right back into my hand.
Here's what's interesting. You throw it and it misses the Guardian. It spins around, destroys one of the skeletons, destroys the other. You miss it on the return, and then it sticks into the shield of the Guardian.
Yes!
The magical runes glow and then detonate, the shield exploding, and the boomerang itself seems to strike into the ceiling.
Whoa!
The Guardian looks up as a rock, crushes it
Amazing!
with your boomerang intact.
What the fuck?
That was amazing.
We gotta get out of here!
In the door!
Wait, did you get the crown?
No, should I get the crown?
I am my
Leave
Leave it? Okay.
As your group pushes through the door, the blood smear of a previous figure who had stepped through.
Grab the little bone on the thread as we
The
go.
bone on the thread. You're all. It takes a moment for you all to pull this door closed. Here in the darkness beyond, where the torchlight doesn't reach, you ignite a torch to light the space. And there is a staircase that just ascends. A beautiful, smooth, marbled staircase that climbs up. And that's where we're going to finish this episode.
And the death moves are,
know,
you can go down in a blaze of
so
glory,
pretty. My
right? Which you
voice
can
so-
succeed on a move, but it kills you. And there's
Yeah.
two others, right?
Yeah, there's Blaze of Glory, which
Roll
is
to
you
save
can
it.
just get an automatic crit success on an action you want to do when your character dies. There is Avoid Death and Face the Consequences, where you just go unconscious until either somebody magically heals you or you take a long rest to recover. But you roll a hope die. Sorry, you roll a fear die when you do that, and if it's equal to or under your level, you take a scar, which permanently crosses out a hope slot.
That's right. Okay.
Now, mind you, in Age of Umbra, you deal extra damage on your attacks equal to the number of scars you have,
Damn.
but your hope maximum is reduced. And the other one is Risk It All, which is you just roll your duality dice. If the hope is higher, you stay on your feet and gain an amount of hit points and or stress divided however you see fit, equal to what you rolled on the hope die. But if your fear die is higher, you're dead. So it's like, one's an auto crit and you're dead. One is a safe maneuver with a little bit of possible challenge
Risk,
after,
yep.
and then one is just a straight up die roll for risk and reward, which is fun.
Wait, Marisha, you have a moth phobia?
Yeah.
I hate moths.
Did you
How
not
did
know
I
that?
not know this?
It's the
Oh, yeah.
only thing. It doesn't really make sense. I get it. Because I'm fine with butterflies.
No.
Yeah, but those feel
the same
different.
thing.
It's not the same thing.
Moths
That's
are
why.
That's the difference
Moths
between
are a little
it's
scary.
like
Moths
the difference between a rat and a mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some moths that are like the size of
Or
small
being a
birds.
bumblebee.
Yes. And
Yes.
they fly at your face.
Yeah.
Butterflies don't. Butterflies fuck off over there, and they're cute. Moths are like, what's going on fucking right here?
Right
It's
here.
awful.
No.
And it's also probably growing up in the South, where you have like, you have your
On your
porch
screen
lights. Your porch lights, and they just
How
fucking.
many extra body
that is
parts
pretty
do you
gross.
have?
Wouldn't you like
You
to
have
know?
6 eyes. How many legs?
Well, technically, it's not leg. It would be it's 8 total. So 2 arms, 2 legs, and then 2 more arms on either side.
He's a Swiss Army Arachnid.
Yeah,
And then you have
Spider.
a moth.
I have a moth
Sorry.
that's stitched into my back.
Spider.
God, gross.
I thought you were just sort of at the beginning of this. I thought like, oh, she's sort of like, she's driven, she's focused, she wants to be a hero. You're crazy.
Yeah, you are
Yes.
batshit.
But I mean, if you're watching a fire for that long,
To be
like,
fair,
15 years, yeah.
everybody
little-
in the halcyon domains a little
Yeah.
ragged in the
Yeah.
How
clock
are you
tower.
the
It's
sanest one.
Who said I'm the same?
Yeah, that's fair.
It says I'm holding 2 boomerangs.
Nope.
Now, what's the purpose of holding 2 boomerangs?
Your mom.
Did you say your mom? I don't know.
Being a bard. But it makes sense if you're made of like pipe organs, so you're a sensitive little instrument.
Yeah.
Like you're a statue of stone, but you also have many hollow, sections.
Yeah. For music.
Yeah.
Like the wave organ.
I have a lot of holes.
San Francisco.
I wasn't gonna put it that way.
Wow. Are you a flute? What are you?
Toot flute.